Welcome to 5 and 9, and I'm your host, Rick Newberry from Enrollment Catalyst, where in 9 minutes, I'm going to share with you 5 marketing insights that you can implement at your school. And so the 5 that I've selected for this broadcast focus in on key marketing strategies that every school should be implementing right now. So let's jump in, and I'm going to share with you these 5 marketing strategies that are key and foundational for your year's marketing effort. So let's jump in and take a look at number 5. So number 5 is your enrollment and marketing plan. It's kind of a no-brainer one to start with. When I'm at a conference or speaking, through a webinar, I always ask my audience, have you put together a written enrollment and marketing plan? And most often the response is, no, I really haven't. And so that's a key foundational approach that you need to put in place is developing your enrollment and marketing plan. And there's 5 key steps that you need to consider. First is to conduct an assessment. You need to look at your processes and strategies to determine what's working, what's not working. Number 2 is you need to establish your goals so that you know where you're headed and what you're trying to achieve this next year. Number 3 is to actually put your plan in writing. What are your strategies? How are you going to achieve the goals that you've put in place? Number 4 is to operationalize your plan, putting that in a calendar so that you know when you're going to implement the different strategies. And number 5 is to continue to monitor, adjust, and review your plan throughout the entirety of the year. A couple years ago, I actually shared this content in a webinar that's available on my website. And so if you're interested in taking a look at this foundational core ingredient to your enrollment and marketing plan and developing that in your school, then I would encourage you to check out this webinar. You can find this on my website. You can download that, and I'll walk you through all the steps in great detail for what you need to do to put your written enrollment and marketing plan in place for the year. Number 4. Number 4 is a key strategy because it involves retention. And retention, if you haven't already begun already, it needs to be in place. So retention is focused in on keeping your current families enrolled. And a lot of schools have experienced an enrollment surge this year. And so it's important that you put in place retention strategies that will keep your families enrolled. The mark of a great school is a retention rate of 90% or higher. So that's where you need to strive to be. So I recommend to schools that they put in place a retention early alert system. The whole point of this system is to put in place a way to be able to identify families who might be on the fence, or there might be a consideration that the family will actually leave the school. And so you could consider a whole set of key indicators that would, be important for your staff to be able to review to see maybe perhaps it's a financial issue, or maybe there's an academic challenge that the student is facing, or maybe they're having a struggle with paying their tuition bill. Whatever the case, these indicators can help you identify families who are on the fence. And so then your goal is to put some strategies in place to be able to deal with these families, to sit down with them, to be able to talk to them, find out how the year's going, understand the issues that they're facing, and then to put a plan in place, a solution to be able to keep them enrolled in your school community. I would also encourage you to call all your new families by the end of the first quarter. The purpose of this phone call is to make sure that they feel welcome to your school community and to find out how the school year is going for them. Are they fitting in? Is their child doing well? Are they thriving? Or are there questions and concerns that you can work through with those families before they become a statistic and leave your school? Number 3. Number 3 is a key strategy that's, I believe, foundational to your entire marketing effort, and that's storytelling. So as I work with schools and have written in my blog and spoken at conferences and through webinars, I have focused in on the topic of storytelling. And one of the schools that I partnered with over the years has been Lippin School, and they've done an outstanding job at implementing a storytelling strategy. So if you go to their website, you'll find the second menu item is labeled stories. So we built that in intentionally to their website structure because we wanted that to be foundational to everything that they do in their marketing effort. And Rebecca has done a wonderful job of implementing the strategy at Ben Lippin. You click on that link and it takes you to a storytelling page. And all these stories are driven off of a questionnaire. So we created questions that faculty and parents and students and alumni can answer in an online form. They're actually generating the content for us so that we can then publish that content in a story format on the website and share it into social media. Pardes Jewish Day School in Scottsdale, Arizona has taken the same approach as I've worked with them and built that into their website. And you can read about their authentic people and amazing stories. And they use that as a basis to share out into social media as well. So I highly recommend that you have in place a storytelling strategy. And this is by far and away the best approach that I found that works in schools, especially to benefit from the target audience generating the content for you. Number two, two is a key strategy because it focuses in on lead generation. And let's face it, we all want to find a way to be able to generate more leads in our school, to be able to fill the admissions pipeline so that we have more families to follow up with. One of the key strategies that schools often go to are online marketing campaigns through Google's paid search ads or social media ads. But I always ask the question, if they've implemented that campaign, is that generating leads for you? Are you receiving real names of real families that you can follow up with? And many times the answer is no, because the company that they may be working with hasn't put the right strategy and plan in place. That to me is a real difference maker. And I would encourage you to check out these solutions. Traverse City Christian School is a school that I partnered with, working with Craig several years ago. Their enrollment has grown by 40% since that 4 year mark of when I worked with them. One of the strategies that they put in place is their switch campaign. Now, this actually was developed by North Star Marketing. It's a proprietary campaign that's used in many schools. And the idea is that the campaign focuses in on the question, are you thinking about switching schools this year or next? It generates a lead by completing the form. They can download an ebook and then they get information about how they would go about switching schools for their child. And so through that campaign at Traverse City Christian, they generated 61 real leads, which converted to 12 enrolled students and more than paid for the campaign. So they saw great results, and North Star Marketing has put this type of campaign in place, and they've replicated this in other schools like Legacy Christian in Frisco, Texas. You'll find this on their website and in some of their online advertising. And it's produced a similar set of results for them, real names of real families that are interested in their school that are then converting to enrolled students. That's the mark of a successful online marketing campaign. And North Star Marketing has all the ingredients to put that in place for you and your school. So I'd highly recommend that you reach out to them. They're a great partner and friend of mine over the years, and I know that they can provide this level of service for you and your school. Now, as a bonus, I work with schools through my Enrollment Catalyst program, and you've heard me talk about that through my work with Ben Lippin and Traverse City Christian, and I can do that virtually or through an on-site visit. So recently, I was at St. Edward's School in Vero Beach conducting a 2 day visit, and I provided a comprehensive assessment of their enrollment and marketing effort. And then I put together a plan, and I'll be coaching the team to implement the recommendations that I have for them. And so my work with schools can help you develop that plan, put it in motion, and help you see the results that you're trying to achieve. So I encourage you to check that out, and I can talk to you further about that. Now, number one is what I believe is one of your most important marketing strategies that you need to have in place, and it's about word of mouth. We need to focus in on inspiring more word of mouth in our community. The reality is that word of mouth is the number one way that a prospective parent will learn about your school. So we need a plan in place to drive and inspire more word of mouth in the community. Most school ambassador programs focus in on open houses or campus tours or admissions events. There's nothing wrong with that. But I believe your marketing program that's focused on word of mouth should be externally focused in the community. It should be about generating more word of mouth. And so I've implemented this type of strategy through several schools that I partner with, it's really a core foundational approach that I take. And so the idea is that you want to get a large number of families involved in helping you with some intentional strategies to share more word of mouth in the community. So you're seeing some pictures of some schools that I partner with and their event that they've held to be able to rally their fans to be more intentional with word of mouth. Now, I've developed a standalone online marketing training program for the school ambassador program. So, if you're interested in inspiring more word of mouth, you can check this out on my website. I offer this as a standalone solution where you can purchase this. I'm running a special where you can receive a $100 discount by using the discount code that you see on the screen. And then also, I will conduct for you a net promoter score survey as a bonus. This will measure the strength of your school's word of mouth, which is a key ingredient to helping fuel your word of mouth marketing program. So there's a lot of great insights in this edition of 5 and 9, and I will look forward to sharing future editions with you. And if I can help you in any way, by all means, reach out to me at Enrollment Catalyst. Thank you for your time.